Mina walks into a market to collect the money she is owed. The baker remembers the debt. The coins are ready. Then another woman steps forward and says, "I'm Mina." Same name, same street, same story. There is no password, no photo ID, no PIN, no login, no database, no send a code to your phone. Just two people pointing at the same bag of money. And suddenly, the most basic question in the world becomes terrifying. Who gets believed? Mina has one goal today: prove she is herself. That sounds easy, until she leaves the handful of people who already know her. At home, everyone recognizes her face. The neighbor knows her mother. The shopkeeper knows her voice. The priest has seen her since she was small. But across town, Mina becomes a rumor with shoes. A stranger says she owes him money. A clerk says her name is not on the list. A guard says an escaped prisoner gave the same description. A messenger says her letter was already claimed. Mina does not need to hack anything. She needs one human being to believe her. Before passwords, memory did the work. A shopkeeper remembered customers. A landlord remembered tenants. A guild master remembered apprentices. A village remembered who married who lied, who paid, who ran away, and who always showed up late with excuses. Reputation was a security system made of gossip. It could protect Mina. If someone tried to steal her wages in her own village, 10 people might shout, "That is not Mina." But it could also trap her. If Mina's reputation was bad, the whole town knew. If her family was hated, she inherited the suspicion. If she left home, her strongest proof stayed behind. In a world before passwords, your identity worked best where people already had memories of you. The moment Mina walked too far, she started disappearing. So people created portable proof. A wax seal, a sign note, a ring stamped into clay, a token split in half, a letter carried from one trusted person to another. These were not decorations, they were ancient login screens. A seal could tell a guard, "Let this person pass." A letter could tell a banker, "Give this person money." A token could prove, "The bearer came from me." But now Mina has a new problem. If proof can travel, proof can be stolen. A thief does not need Mina's face if he has Mina's sealed letter. A servant can carry a message and pretend to have authority. A forged signature can make a lie look official. A stolen seal can turn wax into a weapon. Some rulers guarded seals like treasure, because losing one could be like losing control of their own name. Imagine dropping your password in the street, except it is made of metal, everyone can see it, and it can command soldiers. The old system worked when life was small. Then the world got crowded. Mina enters a city and nobody cares that people love her back home. The gatekeeper has never seen her. The innkeeper has never heard of her. The clerk has 50 other strangers waiting. Cities were full of people looking for work, credit, charity, housing, wages, passage, and second chances. That made them exciting. It also made them perfect for imposters. Someone could arrive under a false name. Someone could claim to be a missing heir. Someone could collect a dead man's pay. Someone could pretend to be a soldier, a widow, a merchant, a servant, or a prisoner who was definitely not supposed to be outside. The question was no longer, do we know Mina? It was, how do we know anyone? The answer was not one invention. It was paperwork. Birth records, passports, work papers, poor relief records, police files, prison registers, census forms, military papers, marriage records, death records. During the 19th century, more governments and businesses began turning people into written facts. Name, age, birthplace, height, occupation, address, family, employer, scar on left cheek, missing finger, bad handwriting, known associates. Mina was no longer just a face in someone's memory. She became a row in a book. This helped. A clerk could compare one claim against another. A city could track who entered. A prison could record who escaped. a bank could decide who was allowed to collect money. But it also created a new nightmare. If the paper was wrong, Mina could be wrong on paper. And paper had a longer memory than people. Then photography arrived. For the first time, Mina's face could travel without Mina. A portrait could be attached to a document. A police file could show the person being hunted. A passport could carry a small frozen face across borders. Later came fingerprints, standardized forms, identity numbers, and bigger filing systems. The body itself became part of the record. This was powerful and strange. Your face, your fingers, your birthplace, your signature, your address, your number, your file. Piece by piece, identity became something institutions could store. Mina could prove herself farther from home than ever before. But now she had to match the system's version of Mina. By the 20th century, identity moved into daily life. Banks had account numbers, governments had social insurance numbers, schools had student records, companies had employee files, hospitals had patient charts, armies had service records. Then came bank cards, ATMs, telephone banking, office computers, and the internet. Now Mina was not standing in front of a guard or a clerk. She was standing in front of a machine. The machine had never seen her grow up. It did not know her mother. It did not care about her voice, her walk, or her reputation. It could only ask a colder question. What can you enter that only the real Mina should know? That is where the password becomes so important. Not because it solved identity. Because it gave machines a tiny piece of human trust they could process. Now Mina proves herself all day without thinking. She unlocks a phone, types a PIN, resets a password, taps a card, scans her face, approves a code, answers a security question she made up 8 years ago. It feels modern. But the fear is ancient. Someone might steal your token, copy your seal, forge your name, claim your wages, open your letter, pretend to be your heir, walk into town and become you before you arrive. The password did not erase that fear. It shrank it into a box. A little rectangle on a screen where the old world whispers, "Prove it." Before passwords, identity was slower, messier, and more human. That could be comforting. If people knew Mina, they could protect her. But it could also be brutal. If nobody knew her, she could lose everything by leaving town. Her money, her trust, her story, even her name. Modern identity gives you reach. You can buy, work, travel, bank, speak, and belong across distances that once made people suspicious just for arriving. But every login screen still contains the same old problem. How does the world know it is really you? Passwords did not create the identity crisis. They hid an ancient trust problem behind a box you type into.